It's Monday. It's morning.
It's my papa.
Hey,
Hey,
Mom.
Mambo. Guys, welcome to Italiano, Monday morning
think
Mambo
that-
Italiano.
Song sticks in my head
Oh, it's like
better than any other song from the Olive Garden commercial.
So me and Jenny, when we used to eat dinner, back before we had, actually not before we had kids, when Hazel was probably a couple months old, we would tell Alexa just to play like Italian restaurant music. And that song
That's
always
awesome.
came up. Yeah, it was actually a
That's
sweet,
an underrated genre.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like the only one going into my like local record shop and being like, "Hey, I need the restaurant music and then the subsection
Dude.
Italian.
I need that Bertucci's ambience." And the guy's like, "I got you."
So you're gonna have to
Say
come
less.
into the back, and we're gonna need to see some ID." And I'm like,
Let's get all those weird like paintings of like clowns dancing in wine glasses.
Yeah, it's kind of sick. Go ask. They'll bring you to the back, and you'll learn all about the Mambos and the Italianos. So,
Would you rather have a Mambo number 5 or a Mambo Italiano?
Oh man, well, I don't know if my wife would want me to have a little Jason cup. Really stupid. So I guess Mambo Italiano. What about you, Scones? Let's hear it.
That well, Mambo Italiano, dude.
Okay, so I'm glad we're on the same page with that. We can move forward with our podcast.
The other one is like too mysterious for me. Like he lists like 4 women,
Yeah.
right? And then he's like, "Yeah, but Mambo number 5." And I'm like, "What are you gonna do to this poor woman?"
The 5th Mambo is like the most like sought after treasure in all of like exploratory lore.
Dude, I love exploratory lore.
Honestly, the 5th Mambo is a pretty good like gamer tag. If you guys
The 5th Mambo? It's the scariest Mambo for sure.
It sounds like some Harry Potter shit, like Horcruxes but Mambos.
Yeah, there's the 3 deadly like unforgivable curses, and then there's the 5th
5
Mambo. 3rd floor corridor and the 5th Mambo are off limits.
3rd floor corridor, 5th Mambo.
3rd floor
True.
corridor.
Scones.
Dude?
Aside from Mambo Italiano, how's your house purchasing going? You've been talking about purchasing a house.
Bought a house, closing on the 30th. Shout out to all my little ditties.
I'm gonna show up at the closing and go, "I object." And
yeah,
then,
I'm moving out of Massachusetts, stars.
You're moving out of Mass, going back to
far
Rhode
away
Island. Aren't you going to Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
Yeah, okay. You were previously in Rhode Island for a bit.
Yeah, I had a brief stint in Rhode
Previously,
Island before they transferred me.
On Scones'
but
living situation.
Yeah, right now having to deal with a solar panel company. I don't know if any
Ooh.
listeners have bought or somehow had to deal with getting solar that they didn't sign up for, but it's a goddamn nightmare. And I just sit on the phone with this. So they're a solar company, right? What do you picture when you picture a solar company, Dars?
I picture a happy, like, like the sun-made raisin sun. That's what I picture.
California raisins.
But why? That's what I think of. Is it
I
not
have like
him?
this form that is
her?
awful. The form just has like a date on it and like mailing address 3 times on it. It's not clear who.
So mail them, Daddy.
Who am I supposed to put in those fields? Why do I have 3 mailing addresses?
Dude, Mambo number 1, Mambo number 2, and Mambo number 3.
Then I calls the company. The company I calls. And
I calls them. You says.
Yeah, so I calls them. Sees, and they put me on hold forever. Don't even play like awesome Italian restaurant music.
Okay.
And then,
Lou Bega picks up the phone.
Yeah, Vega from Street Fighter picks up the phone, jumping off the walls. And they're like, "Yeah, we don't have an account for your house." And I'm like, no, it's not my house. I'm buying it. Like, these are the people. This is the address. And they're like, there's no record of that house.
Dude, the house never existed, didn't it?
And
It was
I'm
a
like,
ghost house.
What? Dude, honestly. And then they're like, "Okay, just send us the form." And I was like, "Okay, where do how do I submit it? Like, where do I send it?" And they're like, "See the address at the top? It's like some mailing address in like South Dakota." I'm like, "I have to mail this?" And they're like, "Yes. Or you can
Yeah,
fax
sucks
it."
to
And I'm
suck,
like,
nerd.
"What?" And I'm like, "You don't have email or
Nah.
anything?"
Solar, something about, a lot of people think solar is new. Actually, it's from
I'm dealing
1898
with
and
this-
they haven't updated.
I'm dealing with this company from 1999 that doesn't even have record of the solar panels themselves. And so, it's just been a pain in
You got to send a
the rest of the
bird.
house has gone smooth as silk, dude. Like, I
Hey,
know
I mean,
people have
honestly,
nightmares when buying. I know you've had your troubles
yeah, I
with
was
buying
gonna say I
houses.
would rather have just like a solar company being like, I don't know where you are, than like having like the beams on my porch are actually corroded and will fall and kill your children, and you got to be like, zoink, Scoob, we got to drop some casheronis for that, you know?
Well, the thing is, now the kicker is that since the solar apparently never set up, I forget what it's called, like standing against the house, like like a policy like to protect their asset against the house that they're providing for. They never did that. So now I'm worried, like with the lawyers, that'll somehow jam up me buying this house.
Okay, I got a few lawyers I have a Rolodex of lawyers in my area, so if you need
Hey, if you're a lawyer and the more scumbag the better, call in.
how
I
slick
want
back is
like a
your hair? I want
Lionel.
a real piece of shit.
Yeah, not just pushback. And I want like the closest thing to Lionel Hutz in The Simpsons possible, dude.
Yeah, so give Scones a call at 588-588-58888.
Thank you.
And don't forget to leave a message after the tone. Scones.
Yeah.
Well,
Anything new for you, Darks?
I was gonna say,
ball's always in my court over here.
In my court, what
Ooh,
ball?
I'm sipping out of a delicious iced coffee holder that you bought me, I believe.
Uh-oh. Good gifter alert.
It's got VHS, like scary VHS tapes on it. It's
spooky VHSs.
And I pour in the coffee and I'm like, oh, I can't see the VHSs. But then I add the creme. And
Oh,
then I'm like, oh, boy, I
like,
can
there's
see the
Ghost
VHSs.
Face. What did I do this week? I went on a whale watch.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Which was, we saw.
Oh, yeah, you saw Jim Jam in
Yeah, I went to I was in
Tony.
P-Town.
He'd love it if
Jim
I called him
Jam
that.
and Big Tony. I went to baby's first drag show. Never seen a drag show before. That was super fun. That was cool. Went on a whale watch. Saw a mola mola, which was interesting.
Dude, I've touched and looked at Momo in the eye. It was a wild experience.
You
I
touched
like,
his eye. Was like,
sick.
ow.
Yeah, I was like jamming my thumbs in there.
If you don't know what a mola mola is, it's a giant fucking sunfish that is like the stupidest fish I've ever seen in my life.
It's perfectly evolved to chill, and I love it. It's
It-
one of my
it-
favorite animals.
It really is perfectly evolved to chill. It just like, it's just on its side and it floats around like forever.
I believe it's also the heaviest fish.
Yeah. So take that, other fish.
Yeah, stupid ass fish.
But we saw a bunch of whales, and I didn't wear sunscreen, and I am burned, baby.
No.
And I was on the third.
For those of you just
day.
tuning in,
Just
we're
turn in.
Irish as fuck.
Yeah, I'm doomed. My face is
Smell you
doomed.
later, dude.
I look like a lobster. Everyone's making fun of me. I got off
They're
the
gonna
boat.
make you go live in England.
Yeah, and they're all like, "Why didn't you go back to the lobster pot?"
Did they get you with that?
Yeah, every single person I've seen so far has yelled that at me, and I'm like, "Damn, they really are getting me good."
Did you go see the Lobster Pot, that famous restaurant in P-Town?
Yes, actually, we walked past it.
Yeah,
We actually went to
that's,
we were gonna go to the Lobster Pot Express to get some lobster bisque, but then we didn't.
So that's where Anthony Bourdain got his first kitchen job.
Oh, that's cool.
Little fun fact.
Fun fact. Cool. And then my buddy Barrett is the voice of Iago now.
Like the parrot?
Yeah, in Disney's new like Lego animated series, which is cool.
That's sick. Shout out Barrett.
Shout out Barrett.
Barrett.
And then, finally, I just did that, and then I came home, and we're here, and we're ready
Honestly,
to talk.
As soon as you said sunburn, I was like, not worth. All the other stuff you said, not worth.
Not
Forget
worth. Sucks. Everyone makes fun of me. Can't get away from it. But today, Scones, I'm gonna be bringing you something spookskies.
Finally.
So Actually, band. Oh no, I guess we do band after I say the title, right? That's how it usually works on this here
I
program.
think so. I don't know.
Scones, today we're going to be talking about the legend of the Shinigami, baby. The terrifying Grim Reapers of Japanese lore.
Ooh,
Poggers, band.
Play an anime intro.
Yeah, give us like we're like running down a hill and like Scones is fighting, but then we're also jumping and cheering.
And then we're standing but facing away from each other,
yeah,
walking down different roads.
On like pillars.
Yeah.
For some reason.
And one of us has all blue clothes, and the other one has all orange clothes.
Yep. You guys know. All right.
Anime.
Anime.
So wait.
So
this is why do I know this name? This is from
Death Note. That's why you know this name. Yeah. So that's they're in Death Note, and we'll get to that.
They're in Death Note.
They're in Death Note. Why?
Yes.
So this isn't all this interesting article written
Amber
by Amber
Breeze. That's a
edited by
Weatherman
Maggie
name,
Donahue.
dude. If she's not pointing to a green screen, what the fuck is she doing?
Amber Breeze here. Yeah. So. One more thing that just popped in my head that I wanted to mention is I watched Knock at the Cabin last night.
No.
You see Knock at the Cabin?
Things anymore.
It's
dude, Shim Shim.
M Night Shimmy Shammies. With Tony Batista.
Oh, I actually heard that one was good.
Where you know what I'm talking about?
Because
it was
with
pretty
M
good.
Night Shyamalan, sometimes they're good and sometimes they're stinkers.
Yeah, no,
it was closer to the Signs than it was to The Village.
Yeah. It was like a 65-70%.
Dude, if you're out there and you like the movie The Village, that's a bummer, dude. That movie sucks.
Everyone's gonna make fun of you more than they make fun of me for my lobster face.
I'll drag The Village through the mud. I don't care.
I don't fucking care. So anyway, off topic.
Hot topic, kind of.
Well, yes, extremely.
That's what I call Spencer's. Hot topic, kind of.
Represented in both traditional Japanese plays and contemporary television shows, Scony, the Shinigami are multifaceted and often terrifying gods of death that lure humans to their demise. Kind of like
my ex-wife.
Student loan officer or ex-wife.
Yeah, my divorce lawyer.
Everyone knows. Pick generic enemy number of the day.
Or you have to deal with when you're going through an awful time. Yeah,
Solar Company.
Fuck you, Enerbank. Can they sue us for
we can say that all we want. Is it defamation to say?
And everything I said was real, so
we didn't say they like. No, that's First Amendment, baby. You could say fuck you to whoever you want. That's not defamation. That's just opinion, man. If you said like Enerbank or whatever their name was, like started World War II, they could be like, okay, that's.
It's not, but I also can't prove they didn't.
But you can be like, fuck you. That's such a good point. And honestly, I don't think they can either.
Please.
Let's talk about this after the show. So, some of the most interesting customs and traditions of different cultures around the world relate to death. For an event that every human being experiences, death is, as it is depicted, varies drastically across borders, languages, and religions. And in Japan, death is sometimes personified as the Shinigami, or gods of death. Popularized in anime like Death Note and Bleach, Shinigami are said to be beings that guide the living to their deaths. While the Shinigami are often compared to the Grim Reaper, they're generally represented in Japanese folklore more as facilitators of the natural cycle of life than as frightening figures dragging the unwilling to the underworld.
Grim Reaper's one of the
Grim Reaper,
the goat, like
swole, bro.
Fictional characters.
He's a goat death god, bro.
He's sick. Or she,
He's
I
pretty
guess.
Sick. I mean, Scythe and a hood?
Who?
They are sick.
Yeah.
The Grim Reaper. I'm keeping
Given that
them
it's just
genderless,
death,
given that we don't
and
know.
gender doesn't make a sense.
Given that death has no gender, unless you ask my
Yuck, 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 yuck,
ex-wife.
yuck. Unless you ask
The
Enterbang.
Shinigami. The Shinigami is a relatively modern idea. The word Shinigami is a composite of the word kami, or god, and shi, which means death. Shi! While the Shinigami sound like ancient beings that would have long written and oral histories, their origins are actually
like a
fairly modern.
Slenderman type thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they were on the App Store, dude.
Yeah, dude. Download new
Yeah,
Shinigami. Pretty sick, dude. Only
update to the
$9.99 on
Shinigami.
the App Store, dude.
As
Dude, is it?
dude, 6 bags, bro. As Ancient Origins explains, the Shinigami didn't appear in Japanese folklore until the 18th or 19th centuries, around the time that ideas from Western culture started mixing with traditional Buddhist, Taoist, and Shinto
Here
beliefs in
comes the
Japan.
list.
In fact, the word Shinigami, yep,
Always
coming to
making
make
things sick. Always
different.
a welcome guest. I've seen
Yep. In fact,
oh, what do you call it? The movie about a
What have you
samurai, but then they were like, let's make it a white guy. Yes.
yeah, White Guy Samurai. Are you talking about the last Samurai? Are you talking
Samurai
about
Jack. I don't think he's
okay.
white.
No, he's not. That's why but he. That's
well,
why, I was
the
just naming all the
official owner
samurais
of
I could
Samurai
think
Jack
of.
Facebook fan page.
Well, yeah, we've got thousands of members. I made it in 9th grade. In fact, the word Shinigami wasn't even used until the Edo period, with the first known instances being a number of 18th century puppet plays, or Ningyo Jururi, about men and women being compelled to their deaths by spirits of death. These works generally represent Shinigami as forces that possess people and gently beckon them to their demise,
Jim Henson
often
did that.
by suicide.
Yeah, it was just like
his origin story.
Kermit to his death.
Yeah, did a
They
stint
take
in
their
Japan,
puppeteering like
luring.
seriously, dude.
Yeah, they do. They got that. They're
and we have
master
like
of
Dr.
puppets.
Teeth in the
Hashtag
Magnificent Band or whatever they're called.
I forgot about that.
The Animal, the drummer.
According to the Japanese news site Excite, the word appears in playwright Chikamatsu Manzaimon's, I don't know how to pronounce any of this, early 18th century puppet play Suicide's Heaven Amashima. In this piece, Manzamon speaks of ears possessed by the Shinigami. Here it suggested that these gods of death coax people into suicide. However,
Bird Box type of situation.
Yeah, you don't want to get coaxed. Yeah. It's like
IRL
Bird Box.
Earl Bird
Box. However, scholars... Dude, I went to high school with Earl Bird Box. I don't know. I haven't seen him in years. Scholars still debate whether these works depict Shinigami literally as beings capable of leading people to death, or simply as symbols to represent the character's internal feelings about life's fragility and impermanence.
This episode's getting philosophical,
The
brother.
Shinigami in 19...
Oh,
Fill
no.
my sophic hole. Oh, no. The Shinigami in 19th century literature. Over the decades, depictions of the Shinigami evolved. In 1841, the book Ihon Hyaku Monogatari, featuring a short story labeled Shinigami. In this story, History Defined reports the Shinigami are portrayed as mischievous spirits of the dead, seeking to wreak havoc on people who already harbor dark thoughts by leading them down the path of suicide. Rather than possessing humans and nudging them towards death, these devilish Shinigami trick mortals into harming themselves by making deals with them or offering them favors. So kind of like Scones and Enterbank or whatever.
Definitely affecting my mental health.
Still, even in this, their solar panels.
I'm gonna talk so much shit about them that they're gonna like turn off my solar panels somehow. They're gonna like fuck with them to get back at me.
And then you can be like, you did know which house was mine. And then you got
We're going to have a prank war on me and Enterbank.
You guys got to make sure it's on TikTok.
Not on TikTok.
Get those views,
it happen.
Did it ever happen? If a bear falls in the woods and it's not on TikTok live,
Dude, have you heard of the Coin
doesn't
Boys?
make a sound. I
Okay.
don't know what that
So,
is.
this was on Reddit, the like teaching
Coin boy
Reddit,
break.
this thing that went viral. And it's like every year, like students obviously just come up with a new stupid thing to get through a day at school. And the new thing is the Coin Boys.
Coin boys.
And they all carry around like a quarter or like a big coin. And then anything they do,
Yeah.
they flip the coin and decide based on that. It's like Two-Face from Batman. And they'll tell their teacher's like, why didn't
That's
like
pretty sick.
you do something or whatever? And he's like, because it came up tails. And they'll be like, I'd live by the coin and I'd die by the coin. I was like, Coin Boys are sick.
See, remember the stupid things you do with your
It's
friends in
better
high
than, like,
school? Like that
The
just
dangerous
was
stuff I hear
located.
about where it's like
in your
everyone
school.
on TikTok's doing like the third
Yeah.
story jump challenge or something, and it's like, what?
Yeah, dude, I'm doing the pull the pin on the grenade I found in my grandfather's attic in school challenge, and you're like,
I'm doing
"All right,
the
this is
bleach and
not good."
what do you mix it with? Acetone.
Me, I drink it straight.
Coin
yeah.
Boys.
Well, coin
Live
boys.
by the coin,
I
die
forget
by
how
the
we
coin,
got to-
dude.
Coin boys. Speaking of dying, baby, the Shinigami are also inconsistent in terms of how they're physically described in different works. Sometimes they're depicted as small and childlike, and other times as tall, skeletal women. Often they are said to wear black
Just sounds like
kimonos and
Fashion
to have
Week,
long
brother.
white hair.
Just kidding. That was kind of mean. I'm sorry to all
Yeah,
the
it's-
Fashion Week models out there.
Sorry, fashionistas. Despite the many faces of the Shinigami and the varying accounts of their nature, Japanese folk religion points to one story in particular to explain where the legend of the Shinigami may have come from. Izanami, the goddess who may have been the
Oh,
first
smite.
Shinigami. Oh snap. Oh smite it. Oh, are you trying to carry? Are you an ADC
Right
in
in.
real life? Maybe you know Izanami. According to a legend from Japan's native Shinto religion, the gods Izanami and Izanagi may be at the forefront of the creation of the Shinigami. In this legend, published in the 8th century book Kojiko by Oh no Yasumaru,
It is,
which is
in
a
an
funny
English
name.
context. It's yes.
It's humorous.
We danced around that masterfully.
The creator god Izanagi.
We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
We're still in it, baby. The creator god Izanagi travels to the underworld to rescue his wife, the goddess Izanami, who has died after giving birth to a fire god. Once there, Izanagi is overjoyed when he spots his wife through the castle gates. He asks her eagerly to come back with him to Earth, but she makes a tragic admission. She cannot leave the underworld, as she has already tasted the food there. Which I'd
That's
be like,
sick.
Okay.
Well,
but
I don't know.
we gotta
the food must be
go?
sick. Maybe it's just so dope. She's like,
True.
yeah, miss me with that, dude. Or she really did not know how to break up with this guy.
She's like, I can't. I had a baguette.
So good.
And
all-
so later, having once eaten the things of this land, she says, it is impossible
lot
for me
about
to
the
come
rules
back to
of
the world.
The underworld.
Right. I was gonna say, how did? Yeah,
Was she
she's
briefed?
She read up. That's a good question. Maybe it's an inside job. Izanami tells her husband that she will ask the gods of the underworld for permission to leave, as she which is,
Please.
I mean, it sounds like you know the rules already. I don't know why.
Ah,
Yeah,
come
excuse me,
on.
Mr. Death. But if his dad can pick us up,
just for a while.
as she walks into the castle, she makes Izanagi promise to remain outside the castle
Wait,
walls
why
and to not
why
look
would
inside.
Izanagi agree to that?
Izanagi. Well, bro, we're talking undead.
So
I don't
she
know,
just
I'm
rolled
not-
up to Izanagi and was like, "Can you go outside
Hey,
and not
you know,
look inside?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm in."
Hey, shut your eyes and close your ears. Izanagi waits as long as he can, but as night falls, he becomes impatient and breaks into the castle. There he comes upon a horrific sight: the mangled, rotting corpse of his wife sleeping in a death-like trance. Izanagi runs from the room in terror, leaving Izanami behind. Enraged at both Izanagi's rejection and his failure to keep his promise, Izanami chases after her husband. Unfaithful wretch, I'll make him suffer for his perfidy.
I've never heard that word
perfidy.
before.
I don't know that word. She says.
Amber Breeze, you're
I
on
assume it
alert.
means Amber Breeze, call in. Izanagi manages to escape and place a boulder at the entrance to the underworld, creating a divide between the land of the living and the dead. According to the legend, Izanami was so enraged at his betrayal that she promises to kill thousands of
Good.
innocents
That's a
as
good
retribution.
trade-off.
For this reason, that
Every
seems like a
Halloween.
fair compromise. Now many see Izanami
What
as the
is
first
like?
Shinigami.
Does Japan
So
have an equivalent like we have to Halloween, like a day when the dead are supposed to be like as close as they can get to the living,
yeah, I know Halloween and
and
Dia
they're
de
pretty
los
much the same.
Muertos, and that's it, baby. I know nothing. Yep, that's all I
Okay.
know. They probably I don't know. If you guys know about Japan's Halloween festivities or similar, let us
Quit
know,
hogging it.
and we'll take it from there, and we will sell the rights. The Shinigami present a compelling personification of death, fate, and the transience of life. And in recent years, these figures have appeared in a number of notable works of pop culture that explore these topics. Perhaps the most famous depiction of the Shinigami comes from the Japanese anime series Death Note, a story about a young man who makes a deal with the god of death. In the world of Death Note, the Shinigami have the ability to extend their own lives indefinitely by bringing about the deaths of humans. To do this, they coax a human into writing names down in a titular Death Note, with the understanding that anyone whose name is written in the Death Note is doomed to die. What if this article just like went on to explain
So
every
they
episode
love
of Death Note,
apples.
and they were just like huge fans? And yeah, you're not gonna believe this.
Why did they love
This
apples
kid is a
in that show?
genius.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, it seems like a biblical reference, but
Why not?
these don't seem biblical.
No, they're keeping the doctor away, baby. Yeah, I have no idea. Now, these Shinigami are a far cry from the spirits of Edo period literature, who were simply working to maintain the natural flow of life and death. However, similar to the Shinigami depicted in 19th century literature, the ones in Death Note trick or coerce humans into being the ones to cause death. In other pop culture, such as the anime series Bleach, the Shinigami are protectors and guardians of the dead rather than evil forces that cause death. And while the Shinigami depicted in pop culture are generally quite different from the ones in folklore, they all reflect the same thing: a deep fascination
Do they
with
all
the
have
fate
like sick hot
that
topic
awaits us
outfits
all.
like the one in Death Note?
Yep, they're all
goth.
yeah, they're all at like Euro goth, like under that video, the goths under the bridge doing like that,
I
like,
know it, but
dance.
I don't know
You know
what
what
the
I'm talking
original
about?
music is. I only know it
I don't know how to
to
describe
Mariah
it.
Carey's Christmas song. It's them dancing and it goes perfectly.
That's a way funnier. Yeah. So yeah, that's Shinigami, baby. They're just people out there living their best death lives. And Izanami, what I wonder what tier she is right now, you know?
Also, like you
gotta
gotta
wonder,
like
baby.
why just because your husband's a dick doesn't mean you gotta kill everybody. Or I don't know. I guess like he didn't like stand outside the castle long
what was
enough.
her plan?
I don't know what the moral
She
of the
was just a
story is. She
corpse in
seems
there.
like the bad guy through and through. She's like, I love the food down
I
here,
agree.
and I'm gonna kill
I don't
everybody because you
know.
looked at me.
She's like, listen, I'm gonna be gone for a long time. I won't tell you when I'm coming back. I ate some
You don't
food down
understand.
here.
It's made
I'm
to
sorry,
order with the
buddy.
freshest ingredients.
Listen, you know how long it takes to get a table down here? I've been waiting for months. Like, all right. So
Shinigami gang.
that's Shinigami gang. If you like the idea of
like that idea,
Shinigami,
you
go
freak?
check out Death Note. It's you little freakazoid.
That's a insult people don't use.
You little
anymore.
creepy freaks. That's a 90s insult, dude. That's
Is that one okay?
That and like
still?
Stinks on Ice. Remember when that was like the freakazoid?
Okay, so-
I assume so. Unless we find out that like
Yeah.
the origin of a Zoid is actually like,
It's,
like God
so we
damn
got
it.
Freakazoid, we got Mouth Breather, we got Cake Eater.
Yeah.
Is Cake Eater still okay?
I don't even. I feel like I
Really?
haven't heard Cake Eater like ever. Like I've heard it, but I've
I
never
think they
seen it
were all
in
used in
person, I guess.
movies to act like kids don't swear, when really kids will just like call each other
Right.
like fucking idiots. Like
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Mondo
Yeah, not like
creepazoids.
Mondo Deuce. Dupes? Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Anyway,
Yeah. But anyway, guys, check out MondayMorningMacabre.com for every season of Death Note.
well,
We're
how long
gonna
do you think it would
upload the
take us to
entire
get
anime up there.
brought down?
Uh
A good week
not
for
even a week, probably.
interactions, though.
Site numbers are going up. Twitter MMMacabrePod, Instagram Monday Morning Macabre, and
Please.
tell us if Halloween is a thing in Japan.
I want the equivalent of Halloween
what's the
in
equivalent of
every
Halloween?
single country. Although some
Every
countries
country.
have a lot of cultures, but
Yeah.
we don't expect you to have enough time to do every culture.
Yeah,
Yeah, do
we're
it, you
calling your
sick
bluff.
freak.
You're not going to do all of them. Yeah, you sick freakazoid.
Love
and
you.
besides that, I love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.